G'day, I'm Patrick from Douglas Fir Design. Welcome to the Router Bits. Why do we need another video on finger pull bits? What do they do? Well, as you might imagine by the name, they create a nice little slim profile finger pull on cabinet doors and drawers. You can also use them to make standout profiles for things that you'll put on a drawer. They're just a really handy way to integrate the little handle directly into the wood that you've made your cabinet or your drawers out of. The most common way to use these bits is directly on either the cabinet door or the drawer front that you're using, so that you can completely avoid putting an actual drawer pull on the front or a little door handle. If you've got a really nice sleek cabinet, you build it out of nice wood, you don't want something sitting right in the middle of that, you want to integrate it into the door, that's when these come in. Now, there's 3 different sizes of these things, and the one that you choose will depend on what kind of profile you're looking for. They're all basically the same shape, and there's a smaller, middle, and a larger one, and they allow you to do slightly different profiles. On 19mm stock, which is the most common for drawers, drawer fronts, and cabinet doors, if you use the smallest profile, you'll create a nice little rounded lip, which your fingers will go over, a little furrow, and then you'll leave some material behind on the door, so the door top will still be there. If you use one of the larger profiles, you'll have that nice little rounded lip that your fingers will grab onto, but then there will be no material behind there. And I'll show you a picture of both of them. I'll also do the one version on the top of this little cabinet door and the larger version on the bottom, so you can see both of those profiles now. The setup's really simple. I'm not going to go into it that much. Just have a mess around with it before you do it on your really nice cabinet door that you've spent all day making. And you can basically choose how you want to set this up. It's basically just an aesthetic preference, but the most common way to do it is so that that little rounded lip meets up perfectly with the front of the board, and you'll see that once I've done it. Unless you're doing something super creative with these, the setup is exactly the same for every single size of bit. They're basically the same shape, so they just work the same way. I'm starting with this smallest one. To set the height, you just want to bring the bottom edge of that curve so that it meets up with the bottom edge of the timber. That way you'll have a nice smooth transition from the front of your cupboard around that finger pull curve. Now you always work with the face of the drawer front or the cupboard door facing down for these bits. To set the fence depth, we just need to place a ruler or something else against the lowest part of that profile and then bring the fence up to that level, and that allows a small piece of our material, of our stock, to always remain on the fence, so you make sure that the lowest part or the deepest part of that curve isn't actually cutting the timber itself, so you leave some timber there. Once you've done that, you're ready to cut. This is softwood and a soft bit, so I can do it in one pass. If you need to do it in 2 passes, just set your fence a little bit further forward for the first cut and then bring it back to that point that we just mentioned. So I ended up using the smallest finger pull bit on one side and the largest finger pull bit on the other side to get you a couple of different profiles. With the first profile I did with the smallest finger pull was at a very shallow setting, so that you can actually see that the rounded finger pull section is at the same height as the rest of the frame. So if you were going to use this, you'd need to make sure that you left some space for you to actually get your fingers in there between the cabinet and whatever was above it. The next profile I did was also with the smallest finger pull bit, and I basically pushed it a little bit deeper just by moving the fence further back, which left a larger tongue behind that actual finger pull section, which means depending on how deep you set this, you could actually have the next piece of timber, whether it was another cupboard door, flush with this, and you'd still be able to get your fingers in there. So if you had two doors meeting up with this same profile, you'd have a little gap in there that you could easily use to open those cupboard doors. I then put on the largest finger pull bit and ran over this 19mm on the bottom edge, and this profile, as you can see, has no timber remaining on the back, so it's created a nice rounded finger pull section, but it's left that space at the back. So you would also need to leave a gap between this and whatever was above it or next to it to get your fingers into for it to be useful. So there's three profiles using those finger pull bits on 19mm stock, and I'm going to go into talking about a few other applications for these now. Alright, a couple of different profiles I'll go through really quickly. This is 12mm stock using the smallest finger pull bit with an even recess on both sides. This is 12mm stock using the smallest bit again, but you can see I pushed one side deeper, which creates quite a nice non-symmetrical profile. Nice little draw pull. 19mm stock using the largest of the finger pull bits, so it's left no base plate at all. This is 25mm stock using the medium finger pull bit, really nice thick 5mm base plate, and you can see that I've also coped the ends, so I've used the same bit at the same setting, turned this sideways and pushed it over the router bit that way. Now that you can do that with all of these, you just need to have some appropriate method of holding it in place, some sort of coping jig. 25mm stock with the largest bit, a much smaller, about 2.5, 3mm base plate, really similar profile. I haven't coped the ends, but you can do that to make some really nice little draw pulls or cupboard door handles. I also ran through a circle on using the smallest finger pull bit. It's kind of tricky. I had to cut a circle first and then make a little jig so I could turn this into the router, but because I don't have a lathe here at the moment, this meant that I could make a little circular draw pull, which you could split in half and put on opposite cupboards. Would be a nice little feature. You can pick up these bits from the links below here or on the website at timbecon.com.au or in either of their stores in Perth and in Melbourne. But if you are interested in making one of these book-matched recessed finger pulls for cupboard doors, there'll be a video on this. You can follow the link coming up right now.